Don't you have more important things in your life to do? Oh, anyways, I apologize for what happened 3 nights ago. I thought they, well, he was after me. Probably not. Anyways, it's just my problems. Nothing you should worry about. If you ever find an empty Freddy Fazbear head lying around from the previous location, we just use that for kids now. But considering the fact that it's been with us for years now, it's probably toxic. I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't recommend wearing it for too long. Well, I have some news from the company. All animatronics have been fixed and no longer act unusual around adults now. They are now super kid and adult friendly. They did bring back the puppet from the old location. They found it a few days ago and thought it would be nice to bring back something special. I really didn't like that puppet, even after so many years. They walked around the day once. They walk around the day once again to please the children again. I'm glad the whole Body Beta 7 is behind us now. They should act fine during the nights. Just keep an eye on that puppet. I don't trust it. Even if they went into your office, don't put the mask on instantly when you first show up or at work. Just do one at a time. They should think they should think you're one of them and ignore you. For now. Anyways, that's just a thought. If they were acting up again, at least, they probably won't. Well, you should be golden. Just remember, use your mask one at a time. And only if necessary. Okay, good luck. Glad you made it. How's your night of no worries? Never mind. The animatronics are acting up again. During the day, the CEO had the engineers work on the animatronics. Every time they act up, they look around to check on the place. Then go to a system reboot after they're done. Also during the day, the engineers found the wiring in the animatronics messed up. Did you remember to use the mask one at a time, and only if necessary? I was just wondering. I don't want anything happening to you. The engineers also found that the animatronics get more aggressive the second time they look around. Just a heads up. Something I forgot to mention. Flash your light in the dark areas. That would be in the vent in the hall. They should not be able to go into the vents. But make sure you don't use too much of your flashlight. The doors don't seem to work very well. You know, when Foxy comes towards the office. He kind of broke the doors. I don't think the doors work on them anymore. They are more stealth than before, so I don't think the lights will work on them either. Well, I wish you the best of luck, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. I told you it won't be that bad. I also forgot to mention, check the party room every once in a while. This character in that room is very curious and tends to wander a bit. But when he gets too curious, you know what, just don't let him in the vents, okay? He is quite small, and can most likely fit in there. I can't even think of anything to prevent him from getting to the office other than the mask. So I'm telling you this so you can be aware of this, of that character. He's new here at Freddy's. The engineers came back again. They saw tear marks in the animatronics. The explanation theory is that they tear themselves apart paranormally. They found Chica's hands in the dining area, Bonnie's arm in the closet, and so on and so on. I don't even know what's going on with them. It's not supposed to be this way again. Yeah, anyways, that kind of reminds me of a child crying outside the door, lost and can't find the source. Well, I gotta go. See you tomorrow. Hey, you're doing great. Sugar shouldn't wander into your office anymore. I think he's the only one. I think he's an only one-time type of animatronic. So I don't think the doors and lights really matter now. You know, they don't really work. The place is a mess even after 60 years. The place is still a dump. I can't even believe you actually stayed here longer. Even after everything that almost happened to you. If you ever feel tired at one point, here's some coffee beans in the kitchen. Just grind some up, stick them in the coffee maker, add some water, and there you go. If you want creamer to go with that, that will be in the fridge. Just letting you know in case you ever get tired. They still haven't fixed the power outage issue yet. So just conserve power, conserve your flashlight, and don't wear a mask for too long. And remember, use your mask only one at a time, and only if necessary. Alright, good night. I feel like I'm being followed. All I saw was a shadow with long hair. I couldn't see very well, but it looked like it was holding a knife. I ran as fast as I could. Well, luckily I made it home. I couldn't find out if it was male or female. And never mind. This call is going to have to be a quick one. I don't know how much longer I'll last. I keep hearing whispers in my head saying my son and why. I'm scared, Mike. I don't know what to do. I don't know why it's me. It's always me. Please.
Hehehehe